Okay, so I just made a bet with you guys on Instagram through an Instagram IGTV video. The bet is that I can't get the rockers done on the driver's side in a week. So starting Monday until next Monday, we have to get those rockers completely in and finished. Or completely in. I'm not going to say finished as in like, it'll be Duraglass, but the Duraglass won't be sanded all the way down. Actually, you know what? It'll be Duraglass and sanded down by next Monday. And you guys have to comment and let me know what I should have to do if I don't get them finished. So if you guys got any ideas, just comment on there or on YouTube and say, hey, I think you should have to do this. Actually, this video might not even be up till the challenge is done. I think I'm just going to video the whole challenge. So, sorry you guys that don't have me on Instagram. This is why you should have me on Instagram. Or even Twitter. So, alright guys. I'm going to show you what we've done since the last time we had a video. So we polished our exhaust. Looking nice. Let's turn this music off, so you guys can hear me. I'm about to bag for real. I'm about to cash for real. Okay, so we got our exhaust polished. For those of you that want to... Okay, so since the last time we've been doing a video on the truck, we have polished the exhaust. It looks really nice. Actually love it. If you plan on doing this, dedicate 4 hours of your life and be prepared to be very sore and dirty. You will need to wet sand in this sequence. I think it's 100 grit, 220 grit, 320 grit, 500, 800, 1000, 1200, 1500, 2000. And then you don't have to do 5,000, but I went over it with 5,000 grit. And you need to wet sand all of that. You can use a DA or you can hand do it. I had to hand do it, so RIP my arms. And your hands will turn a luminized color, so I suggest wearing gloves. And then after you do all of that, you're going to polish it with a polishing pad and a good cutting polish compound, which I used here. You can also use, I know the Jack's Wax stuff can be kind of expensive, so you can also use this. It's turtle wax polishing compound. And then just a rotational polishing tool, and polish it, go over it a couple times. There's people that do it in stages. It really just depends on how well you want it to look. Mine didn't turn out the best because I think of the type of exhaust it is. It's stainless, but it has like a galvanized like chips in it. I don't know. So yeah. And then the rockers. Wha-bam. Look at that. It's weird seeing a full set of rockers in this truck. It's very weird. We need to sand down the Duraglass right here. Other than that, it is done. We need to sand that down, and then there was like a small section right here that we need to figure out how to make it work. Other than that, it's this side of the rockers is done. We just got to sand down a little more in here and down there, and then just lay down some primer and paint, and we'll be in good shape. So I'll go ahead and show you what this side looks like, so that way you know. We'll do a little bang, bang. So maybe we'll do a how-to or like a tutorial on this side. I don't know. If it takes up too much time, we're not going to be able to do that, because I got to beat your guys' challenge 1 week, get that done. We also fixed our fuel leak up here. Oh my god, who is texting me this much? Okay, sorry. But as I was saying before someone blew my phone up, we fixed our fuel leak up here, and if it's officially fixed, this thing should start right up. So we're gonna start this thing real quick. If it starts right up, then we know we fixed it. Problem solved. It used to take a second to start. After it sat, it would lose fuel pressure. And then on top of that, it would idle real low, and then it would come up after it gained fuel pressure back. So that was obviously the problem. It was obviously sucking air in there. And if that's the case, that means this truck runs way better now, because if it was sucking air into the fuel system, it wasn't getting as clean of a burn. So the only other thing that we need to check out is, I honestly think we might have a boost leak. I don't know. It's hard telling. This thing is kind of smoky from a dig. Could be just a big single with a mechanical pump problem. We backed the smoke screw out all the way. Obviously you can't see. We backed the smoke screw out all the way. And then when I drive it next, we're just going to slowly tune it in. It might have to stay with it backed out all the way. I don't know. It's like, it's not, people call it the smoke screw or the pre-boost screw. So it controls how much it fuels before, like, as it comes up on boost. So it's feeling like, I had it screwed all the way down from when the truck didn't have anything done to it. And so it's hardcore fueling from down low, and just smoky. And one of you was messaging me saying, you're gay for freaking wanting it not to smoke. I'm more of I'd rather it perform better than be a smoky pig and be slow. So I'm not the roll coal kind of guy. I'm more of a clean burn, and it performed way better, because smoke doesn't mean it's fast. So that's kind of my standpoint on that, for those of you that are going to say, why do you want to turn the smoke screw out? Huh, Zach? Why do you want to turn the smoke screw out? Why do you want it to smoke? There's your answer. Need to wet sand the tailgate and paint it, from it being painted like dog poop before. So yeah, just little odds and stuff. This week our tires are getting mounted. No more burnouts. So yeah, lots of stuff going on, guys. We need to do our fuel pressure gauge too. So who knows what's gonna happen in this week. But yeah, guys, I'm up for the challenge.
5% off. You can add a pop color to any.
Ew! Look at that! Ew! Ew! Ooh, these inners are nice. These inners are in good shape. Yeah, we ain't gotta cut them out. We just gotta add one down there. And these are good down here, so. Looks like you guys are losing on this one. Ah! This is all Bondo or spray foam or something. Is this normal? I've been seeing this a lot on this truck. If you guys have did any body work on your truck and found that this is pretty common, comment below. If not, I think this is like some type of body filler. If that's the case, then whoever did this, your mom's at home. Okay guys, so just a quick question. So has anyone, okay, so I think I figured out why these rockers rust out, or why mine did. There is a hole right there. I don't know if that's supposed to be there. If it is, that doesn't seem like it would be a good thing if I'm wrong, or if I'm right. Because then you would have water getting in and moisture getting in, so that would cause rust. Comment below if I'm wrong. Maybe it's a vent. I wouldn't think so, but maybe I'm wrong. If I'm correct, those of you that do have clean rockers, I suggest going to putting a little tack load over that or something to cover that up, so you don't rust out. Just saying. But yeah, this is day one progress so far. I don't think we're gonna leave the garage just yet, but yeah. Okay, so for those of you that are wanting to do this, the first step obviously is to cut all the bad. For me, the bad is what you see cut out right now. There will be a line right here. I usually cut that rocker right there. You'll see if you go and look at your factory truck, there will be like a body line. It'll drop down right here a little bit, and then it'll go over to the rocker. I always cut here because you can get a straight line, and it's the same way over here. You cut there so that way you have a straight line. And obviously you get your spot welds drilled out. If you can't get those drilled out, then just cut the rocker flush and grind away until you can get that down to as low as you can. Same for down here. You just cut away pretty much what you don't need. The way that you really should do it is the front fenders should be off and the doors should be off. Luckily mine, the front parts of the rockers didn't rot, so I'm able to just cut it here instead of having to go up that far. So I can cut it here, and then I'll cut it here and I'll bridge the rocker here. It causes a lot more work, but I'd rather not pull the fenders and the doors off. It's just too much work that I'm wanting to do. Obviously if it was rotted out up there, I would do it, but not in my interest. So then what you guys want to do, there's a rust converter like primer kind of deal. That's what I sprayed on the inners of mine. That's why it's kind of taken down to metal. For the most part, I'm going to coat all this stuff in that primer conversion. I have to put a patch panel back there. That's what that metal there is for. So we're going to do that quick, and I think that's going to be it for the night. But that's kind of, I'm trying to do like a somewhat of a tutorial. I know it's not the best explanation in the world, but I'm hoping that it helps. So I think the most important part is going to be, cutting the rockers to fit. It's pretty much like a puzzle. You put it up, you figure out what needs to be cut, you mark it, you go cut it, bring it back. You always cut, you never want to cut on the small side. If you're not sure on a measurement, cut slightly bigger, and that way you can stick it up there, and if it ends up fitting, cool. If it still ends up being a little big, at least you can go back and say, okay, I know how much needs to come off now, so I'm going to go back and you cut that small amount off. That's one thing I did learn doing the other side, that you cut something small, especially when you have a rocker, and you can't just, you could buy a new one, but you can't really fix when you cut something too small. You can, but you're going to cause a lot more work for yourself. So to save yourself a lot of work, it might take a little more time. If you're not sure on something, just cut it big, put it up there, and if it fits, cool. If it doesn't, like I said, just cut a little more off, and then, you know, go from there. For the back rocker, so there'll be a seam right here. It'll be a line. What you're gonna do is you're not gonna put the cutting wheel in that line, because that line is actually will go into the cab. So what I do is I cut it maybe like a 1/16 or an 1/8 inch below that line. When I cut it out, I do that, and then I take a just like a 60 grit wheel, and I go through and I grind it completely smooth with the bottom side of the cab. So that way when you put that rocker up there and it has that rounded edge, you can just, it'll go smooth right up against it, and then you can just tack, tack, tack. You don't have to worry about anything being wavy or not, you know, fitting up right. So that's kind of the gist of that. But typically what I did on the other side is I put this rocker in first, then started fabbing out the rocker for the rear, so that way you know for sure, you know, once this is tacked in, what the distance from here to there is. I think the other side might have been 23 inches. And then I want to say that the seam ends up laying right here is where you're going to end up cutting that rocker to be. So yeah, that's kind of the gist of that. And you just want to make sure everything is sealed when you do go put this together, because you know, if you got a hole or something, that's just going to be letting moisture in. And look, there's another hole right there. Like, I don't know. Maybe I don't know enough. Are rockers supposed to have vents in them? If so, just comment below. And let me know, because, you know, I don't know everything, so. But yeah, guys, we're going to spray some stuff on this real quick. And this is the stuff that I use to spray on it. Just a rusty metal primer. Just in case, you know, you can only grind away so much, there's going to be pitting of rust. So this is what I use. Okay, so that's our final product with the paint. And this is what we got done with the rockers on this side. So when I come out here to work on this truck, it's not a full day. I literally got out here at 9:30 p.m. So like, I did my whole day, did everything I needed to do, and then came out here. And let's see what time it is. It's 10:51. We've been out here for a little over an hour. And that's how much work we got done, like, aside from yesterday. So really, guys, it's not like, when I went to put these rockers in the truck, I thought it was going to be the biggest, hardest thing. Like, I never in a million years thought I could do it. That's why I took it to a shop, and I was like, you know what, there's no way I'm going to be able to do this. I'm going to take it to a shop. And then they told me, well, first of all, they played around with me, told me it was going to be like $800 for both rockers. And then I take it there, and then they were like, yeah, it's going to be like $2,000 to $2,500. I was like, yeah, no. This is why I don't take my stuff to shops. This is why I do everything myself. That's the first time I ever trusted a shop with anything of mine, by will at least. And that just proves to me why I do everything myself. So, you know, I was like, you know what? I know I can do it. And guess what? It's not even that hard. Honestly, you guys could probably do the rockers in your trucks in a weekend if you wanted. Like, these rockers are not hard. And the sad part is, it's an extended cab. If it was a single cab, I can't even imagine how easy. All you need is the supplies, you know, and the rockers. And a little bit of measuring. You really don't even need any skills, honestly. Obviously, you know, there are right ways to do it and there are wrong ways to do it, and there are ways that are going to last longer and ways that aren't. How you go upon doing that, that's on you. It depends how long you want the truck to stay not rusty. This truck is never going to see a winter. This truck is hardly going to see the rain. So, honestly, I don't have to worry about a lot. But, just throwing that out there, guys. Day 2 on the rockers. Pretty much in. I got a clamp up this side, and that's good to weld in over here. Gotta tack weld that up, push this side up, clamp it, tack weld through there, tack weld this inner end, and then put the back rocker on. Honestly guys, I don't think you stand a chance, unless we run into complications. I think we'll be done way before a week. So I guess the reason why it took me so long before is because I was being lazy, and maybe a challenge is what I needed to get this thing done. So tomorrow we'll have this tacked up. We'll have this all tacked up and maybe even make the rocker for the rear back here. I'm still not sure on if this thing's supposed to have vent holes or not. I'm gonna say no, probably just gonna go ahead and tack those, but that's something I can do once the rockers are done. You know, it's not a necessary thing. And one thing that keeps bothering me is the emergency cable brake bracket, which we're about to just chop that thing off altogether, because who needs emergency brakes, A, and B, they're already cut, and C, it looks hideous. So we're probably going to chop that off at one point. But yeah guys, didn't actually film anything because day 3 of rocker install, pretty much in. The front rocker is tacked in. We got to tack the down slope up here. That's about it left on the front one, and it's zipped in. I think either I'm gonna leave the zips in, or I'm gonna go one by one, take the zip out, and then spot weld, and then take one zip out and then spot weld. I mean, either way they work. And then this is gripped up. I just gotta weld down, and then Duraglass everything. And yeah, once that's done, I mean, the rockers are pretty much done. Let's show you the welds. Those are just tacked in. I did a full weld there because of the gap, so I can just grind this down smooth, Duraglass it. Those are just tacks. And then this ended up being pretty smooth right here. So yeah guys, day 3. It's not looking good for you. Also, I think we decided on, if I lose, I have to paint my tailgate pink. That's not gonna happen. So the last thing we are gonna do is paint my tailgate pink, and if we have to stay up till 5 in the morning every single night to make sure that that doesn't happen, it will happen. So don't get your guys' hopes up. Don't get your guys' hopes up. Okay guys, so this is gonna be the end of day 4. Got this rocker and the front rocker in. Everything's Duraglassed. Just have to wait for tomorrow for that to, I mean, it's dry now, but I need to pick up a flappy wheel, a flappy disc for the grinder, because this stuff, you don't want to hand sand that, trust me. You're gonna want a flappy disc. So gonna flappy disc that tomorrow, get it all cleaned up, and then Bondo over that, and hopefully get everything painted up tomorrow. Pretty much we worked on this part of it. We've been out here since 4 p.m. or no, 5 p.m. and it is, hang on, it's 12 a.m. so we've been out here for quite a while. So a lot of it was just messing with this, and then we sealed up the entire inner rockers with a glue. There's no way there's ever going to be any moisture that gets inside these rockers. I can absolutely guarantee you that. We sealed everything, like there's no way anything could get inside here. It's literally impossible. So it's done right, never have to worry about it again. Okay, so yeah, we didn't really work on this most of the night. Most of our time spent was on the other side, and you guys will see why. And that is because this side is 100% done. Look how well that turned out. That turned out way better than I could have ever asked. I'm extremely happy with it. It's not perfect. It's 100% not perfect. I will be the first one to say that. It has its flaws. This is my first time ever doing anything like this, and for it to even turn out as well as it did, I am extremely happy. You guys have no idea how happy I am that this turned out the way it did. But like I said, guys, I couldn't ask for a better outcome. Like, the door jambs are perfect. Just think, like, this was all welded up and that was welded across right here. It turned out perfect. Like, you almost cannot tell that that was ever even messed with right there. Like, it turned out absolutely perfect. Same with up there. Like, you cannot tell that there was a seam right there. That was a seam. You cannot even tell that that was ever, like, that's just it's just astonishing to, like, watch and go through this entire process and just see how everything goes together, and then the final product and how it looks. It's just so crazy to me, and it's awesome. I absolutely hate body work, but it's growing on me. It's growing on me, especially with how well this went, and this being kind of difficult with the fact that they don't sell inner rockers and they don't sell full rocker kit for this truck. And on top of that, having zero knowledge about anything to do with body work. I went to school to be a mechanic. This is not what I'm supposed to be doing, but I'm just the type of person that if something that I don't know how to do something, it bugs me, so I will literally force myself to learn how to do it. So another thing is we need to get these plugged up. That, or I don't know how you guys delete these holes. Someone comment below if you guys have ever, I don't know if you just like Bondo over this or if you need to fill it in. I don't know. I wouldn't mind getting rid of them. Makes the truck look a little cleaner. If not, I'll just put a clear vinyl over it to keep water out of it, because we are not letting water get in there ever again. So yeah, guys, couldn't be happier with how it turned out. I hope that you guys take this this video as like a motivation to, you know, if there's something that you don't know how to do or you're scared to do something, go out in the garage and do it. What's the worst that could happen? You fail, then do it again. So hopefully I motivate some of you guys to take things into your own hands and not take your stuff to a shop or pay someone to do it. Not saying that's wrong, because when you pay someone to do it that knows what they're doing, you're going to get 100% perfect outcome. 9 times out of 10. There's that 1% where you'll take it to a shop and they mess it up, you know. So I personally don't trust anybody with my stuff. That's why I do everything myself. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much going to wrap up day 4, I believe. It's looking really bad for you guys. This truck literally is going to have to burn down to the ground for me to paint my tailgate pink. It's not happening. Trey, since it was your bright idea, I'm sorry, it's not happening. I'm not painting anything pink because this truck will be done, and it'll be done early. Matter of fact, it'll be done 2 days early. Matter of fact. So, I'm going to go ahead and shorten up the time. I'm going to shorten it up to 2 days. So, technically, it should be done Friday. So, if it's not done Friday, my tailgate will be pink. And, yeah, I wasn't feeling the challenge, so I had to shorten it up. So, especially because a lot of people told me that I couldn't do it, and that, you know, that I was getting in over my head, and that it was a hard task, and this and that. And people telling me that just motivates me, and that, I think, solely is the reason why this got done. And yeah, so very, very, very excited and happy that this is done, and it looks great. Better than I could have asked it to. The little flaws that it does have, once it's wrapped, you'll never notice them. It's very, very small flaws that the gloss paint brings out. And it's really not even anything to do with the bodywork itself. It's just where the paint was unlevel. So those are the small flaws that it does have. I have no problem telling you guys that. If you guys see this truck in person, I don't want anyone to be surprised by the little tiny flaws that it does have, because the truck is not perfect. It's not. But I have put a lot of work into it to make it as nice as I can with my skills and knowledge. So